What up, what up, what up? What's happening? I appreciate y'all checking me out as always. Let's continue this series, Bag or No Bag, previewing next year's free agency, 2023 2024. And we'll talk about Jeremy Grant in this video here. Now, Jeremy Grant is another interesting case to me, man. He is a very much so able defender, a guy with length, a guy who can again, another guy who can score at least 20 points per game. I think his best season came with Detroit, where he averaged 22 points over like 50 games or something like that. It was just unfortunate for Jeremy Grant's career because we all learned that he is not, I mean, he's a role player at best. If you give the guy the opportunity to be the star for your team, he's obviously not the number two guy. I mean, the number one guy, hell, or the number two guy. I got Jeremy Grant being one of these guys who are he's better off with a contending team. And I throw that around often. I think that guys like Jeremy Grant, why I use best with contending teams, because I do think that a guy like Jeremy Grant does have value. I think Jeremy Grant has very good value to a team that's in contention. He will do nothing for you, though, if you are relying on this guy to be a star player on your team. It's just not. Throughout his career, he's always been more of a hustle type of guy, a scrappy type of guy, much like the other two dudes that I made a video on already. And I think that's what Jeremy Grant will continue to be over in Portland. I think he'll continue to be more of a role player, a mentor type of guy. So when we talking about bag or no bag, the question for Jeremy Grant, will he make $20 million or more? The short answer is no. I mean, the short answer is no. Will he get another contract for at least $20 million? The short answer is no, man. Jeremy Grant is not the best three-point shooter. I don't have his numbers pulled up here. Let's see right quick. Okay. I mean, he's improved his three-point shot throughout his career. I absolutely got to give him that. So again, it's another guy who can be considered a 3-and-D player, more so defense. Never made an all-star team, any all-NBA, all defensive appearances or anything like that. And we know that these things, they're taken into consideration when you're negotiating a contract. So for a guy that's 28 years old, 29 years old, 29 years old, Jeremy Grant is 29. I don't expect him to come in and make $20 million. I think when we think about 3-and-D guys, we like the standard would be like PJ Tucker. All right, a versatile defender who can't really provide too much of anything else on the offensive end, but he can knock down open corner shots at least, right? With PJ Tucker. And I think Tuck is getting what, $20 million a year or something like that. I think he just got his contract, so I don't want to lie about it. But I would say that PJ Tucker is the standard, unless maybe you can think of somebody else, in which I'm open to ideas for sure, for sure. Jeremy Grant is a more versatile defender in that PJ Tucker is stronger. Jeremy Grant is quicker. He's got more length and athleticism. All right. So maybe you were paying for that, but he won't be getting premium dollar because he doesn't have a premium skill set. You understand what I'm saying? Joe Harris is a guy who broke the bank because he's an elite 3-point shooter. There's nothing elite about Jeremy Grant. There's no disrespect to him. I'm just calling a spade, right? And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that a guy 29 years old, 30 years old, who is currently making $20 million will not be making $20 million again. I'm assuming that the Portland Trailblazers are going to bring him back. All right. For the simple fact that they traded for him in the first place. So you don't trade for a player just to let him go. Or maybe you do, but I don't think that's the case with the Portland Trailblazers. I think there was a mutual interest there, being that Jeremy Grant is from Portland. So I could see him sticking around. Could I see him sticking around at $20 million? Not entirely. I could not. I don't see them committing $20 million for 2 years, 3 years to Jerami Grant. I think that the contract he got with the Detroit Pistons is as good as it gets. I don't think that Portland Trailblazers will be contenders. So maybe that gives him a little bit of wiggle room in the sense that, hey, if you come over here and you help us, build upon what we getting started over here, then maybe we do give you $20 million per year. All right. Maybe, possibly the Portland Trailblazers will commit that type of money to him. I don't think that they will or anybody else will, but I have been wrong 2 or 3 times before in my life. All right. It's not anything that happens often. You feel me? That's just my 10 cents though, man. Jerami Grant, no bag. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.